Two of our people got 18 years in prison for sabotage. I feel from like an Irish Republican background, grew up in West Belfast, grew up in the Gaza Strip. From childhood they're telling you, if they ever pick you up, do not say anything, you know. Now, Chelsea wasn't from that background really, you know, and neither was Lamo, and neither a lot of these techie kids, you know, who are obviously very bright, but they're doing very high risk actions, and then when the state comes down on them in the real world, you know, I mean, when we did a serious action. We took a B-52 out of action in '91, and there was a debate between the prosecution in New York and the Air Force. The Air Force wanted us charged with sabotage. Two of our people got 18 years in prison for sabotage, and they did less financial damage than we did.
Right? My heart breaks to see the greatest journalist suffering such a gross injustice in the Belmarsh prison. Here has to be all who cause the war crimes. They need to be there, not Julian Assange. Julian Assange needs to be free and helping us to discover and to uncover the crimes committed against so many innocent people. Here is my message. Here we are to protect, to defend Julian Assange, because he's the greatest journalist of our time, a publisher and a multiple award-winning journalism. The very foundation of journalism, the freedom of the press, the freedom of speech, and our right to know are under a frontal attack inflicted by the United States government and allies to silence the truth that the public have the right to know, to intimidate and threat any journalist in United Kingdom, United States, Sweden, Ecuador, Europa, and in the entire world, to prevent great journalists bringing the truth to the public, truth and factual information on atrocities and wrongdoing by the United States and allies. Julian Assange, the greatest journalist of our time, has sacrificed his whole life for the truth and the facts. Just common sense tells us, not the person, not the journalists who are publishing war crimes of the US have to be arrested. The persons who are responsible for war crimes, they belong to the prison and not to the Oval Office in Washington. And that is why we are protesting here outside the Belmarsh prison in solidarity with our courageous hero, Julian Assange, with WikiLeaks and all the journalists worldwide to have the right to work as a journalist in freedom. The United States Justice Department filed 17 additional charges against Julian Assange, facing up to 10 years for each of the 17 charges. This is burning injustice. This is the perversion of the justice system in US and allies. Now, the mainstream media like CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the other media outlets that used to vilify and attack Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have been able to see the burning injustice, the perversion of the justice system in the United States, United Kingdom, and allies that are waging a war against Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Now, those media outlets who were attacking Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have raised their voices to defend Julian Assange because they know today this unlawful and cruel attack on Julian and WikiLeaks will come for them too. We stand together, absolute, resolute, to protect, to defend, to get the freedom of Julian Assange, who has sacrificed his whole life to bring to all of us the truth. The freedom of Julian Assange is our freedom. This is a misrule of law in operation. We need to organize and stand together, take concrete and effective actions to put an end to this burning injustice against Julian Assange, Chelsea Manning, Daniel Hale, how do you pronounce?
Hale.
Daniel Hale, Edward Snowden, Jeremy Hammond, Ola Bini, and many journalists who bring us the truth. We stand together for Julian Assange, for WikiLeaks, for the freedom of the press, for the freedom of speech, for our right to know. Viva Julian Assange!
Thank you, Elsa.
It's all right, sit.